Hey guys, I'm Shawn of WebPianoTeacher.com. Today I'm going to teach you how to play an Air Supply song, Two Less Lonely People in the World. Let's take a listen. All right guys, welcome to WebPianoTeacher.com, where we gather together to learn, play, and share the music that we love, creating a culture of encouragement for all you guys out there who are trying to learn how to play piano online. You can do it if you pick the right lessons and you know how to practice. That's what I'm here for. All right, guys, in today's lesson, we're going to learn not only this first part of this great song. This is the part one. I put all the parts on my website as usual, but we will get this free part one here. But we're also going to talk about which piano sound to use. When you have piano keyboards, you have electronic keyboards, you have sometimes a choice between, it'll say maybe concert piano or a bright piano or a pop piano. Okay, a lot of times the difference will be the mellowness or the brightness of the sound. And depending on what song you're using, that will determine which sound you'll use. In the studio here today, I have a Kauai MP11 SE. And on the far left here, the piano sounds, which are always my favorite, right? We have a ton of sounds we can always use, but always go back to the piano sound, as many of us do. There's a concert piano sound, and then there's a pop piano. If I have pop piano, I'll use that for stuff like maybe stuff that's more percussive, stuff that if you play with a band or something, you need to cut through, and that brighter sound will kind of have an edge to the tone. But when I'm playing something like this where I need more expression, and it's a slower song, and the piano is clearly heard, okay, I want something that's going to have a mellow sound that is expressive, more detail to the sound. So I'm going to use this more mellow or concert piano sound, which I might use for classical pieces or things like this, of this nature. Just kind of play around with it and see, but that's kind of how I decide what to use. That pop piano is going to have a brighter tone, more of an edge to it. All right, so as we get into this part one, I want to make sure you know that if you are a member of WebPianoTeacher.com, you can download the sheets for this whole thing. There's an extensive piano part in this, and I teach all of it, every bit of it. And there's also some other Air Supply songs on the site if you like Air Supply. All right, let's get to the board. All right, so we are in the key of E, which means we're going to have some sharps. But don't be scared of that. It's just a matter of doing it. You'll find if you play in sharps a lot, and then you have to go back and play in the key of C, it'll be kind of difficult because you'll want to sharp everything, and you don't have the black keys to guide your fingers. So I actually think playing something in the key of C is a little bit tougher. So let's jump into it. Don't be afraid of these sharps. This first measure is the key of E, or the chord of E. Okay, so I'm going to start. I'm going to look at my left hand first, all right? We're always afraid of left hand, aren't we? So I like to start with that so that we can get a handle on that first. So low E, here's middle C, here's the next one. We're down here. I'm going to hold my pedal down. I can hold the pedal down for this whole first measure. E, and then a B with my two finger. And then my thumb will go on an F sharp. So I kind of have to lean forward. See how my two finger kind of slides on that B? A lot of times us, more advanced players don't realize what we're doing to tell someone that's not advanced what's actually happening, because we don't know what's happening. But if you watch that two finger is sliding a little bit in order to get that F sharp. So that's okay to do that. In fact, that'll help you. And then right after the right hand plays one note, then you'll have G sharp on the thumb. Bum, bum, bum. Okay? The right hand's going to have a G sharp above middle C and a sharp. Looks like a tic-tac-toe board, and it's just to the right a little bit. All right? We're using letters instead of traditional music notation for those of you who just need a different way to learn. All right? There are a lot of people out there like that. All right, so we play that together. Left, left. Then the right hand will play this B, but not very loud. It kind of goes along with the left hand little melody, doesn't it? And then E, G sharp, B, then I'll play that loudly again. 2, 4, 5. So the first measure, 1 and 2. Very good. Now, as you're working on that first measure, make sure that you don't go to the second measure until you can play the first one. A lot of people get frustrated and quit piano and other instruments, Not because they're not good enough or they don't have any talent or they're not smart. That's not true at all. It's because you're not practicing the right way. Either this is too hard for you. If this is too hard for you, I do recommend my Easy Piano Lesson series on the website designed for beginners and people new to my method. Although some of you can just jump in and play this stuff. I don't know how you do it, but you do it. Or you just try to bite off too much, okay? You want to take one measure at a time. I know I say this all the time, but you have to know it and have to do it, so I have to repeat myself. All us teachers have to do that, don't we? So the first measure, get that down before you go to the second one. And this may be all you do on day one is measure 1 or measure 2. That's fine, okay? And then the next day you can try another measure. All right, so let's get back to it. We'll say we have the first measure down. We're going to look at the second one now. It's a beautiful chord, isn't it? It's a minor 4 chord. We'll talk about that in another video maybe. Minor 4. So what's happening here, okay? The right hand, let's take a look. I have a little bracket there. You're probably wondering what that's for. Well, we're turning our thumb sideways, and we're playing B and C together with one finger. Like that with your thumb. It's a common thing to do in piano music. E with a 2 finger and the B on the top. If that's too hard to do all that, you can just leave the B out on the bottom. Do that. But if you can, I really do think I hear that in the recording. Hear that B in there. Okay, so bum, A, G sharp, F sharp, 1 and 2, da da da. Those kind of go faster than the rest of the notes. Left hand, E, again with our 5th finger, C natural. So not a C sharp, which is normally the thing in the key of E, because it's a minor 4 chord. It's an A minor, A, C natural, E. E, C, A with your thumb, okay? Na, na, na. And then the left hand is already ready to go. C, A, C. I'm ready to go because I have my fingers on those keys already. Okay? And it's called a minor 4 chord because if E is 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, A is the 4 chord, normally a major chord, we make it minor. That's why it's called a minor 4. Here we go. Again, 1 and 2 and a 3 and 4 and work on the second measure. Then what do? We time together. Measure 1. Building a house. You don't move on to the one next phase until you've got the first phase done. First phase, second phase. Now the third measure is wonderful. If you look at it for a second, you'll figure it out. You see? They're the same. So you can already do it. Except for one little thing. There's a B right there. See that B? It's not bad because you already played it. So adding that B is not a big deal. That's the kind of detail I try to give you in these transcriptions. So I listen really close and try to give you everything that's in that original version and then teach you how to do it. This last little bit we'll look at C sharp, D sharp, G sharp with 2, 3, 5. So they're all black keys. Left hand, G sharp on the pinky, then the thumb. 1 and 2. And that D will be sharp as well. There's just not room to show it on this part 1. Okay? Now when you play on the black keys, a lot of you try to flatten your fingers out because somehow you feel that that's going to help you play it better, but it really doesn't. It works against you. Still play on your fingertips, even on the black keys, especially if you have larger hands. Okay, now let's try it all. Ready, and go, and 1. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed that part 1 lesson. If you're wondering what's on the website, it's just more of the same. I just teach you the whole song instead of the first 4 measures. There's so much to do. This is just the tip of the iceberg, as I always say, okay? Hope you enjoyed that. See you on the website. Talk to you later.